Meeting's called to order. Let's do the pledge together. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wasn't that good?
I was gonna say, it's like that's the first time in like 8 months.
All right.
Can you make a motion to approve the agenda?
We can go ahead and remove the police report. Lieutenant Simmons is giving birth to a kidney stone and was unable to make it.
I second it. All in favor? All right. Any changes to be made on the agenda? All right, we're gonna take a vote on it.
Did you want to count that last one as the vote?
Yeah.
Okay, and we'll just move on to minutes.
We just need a motion to approve the minutes.
Yeah, if you can do it by the date, it makes it better, like start with one and then we'll vote and then do the other one, yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the September 5th council meeting.
Second. All in favor? September 14th work session.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the September 14th work session.
Second. Take a vote. All right, Tina, this comes to you now.
All right, and section 5 of your binder is the city clerk/manager report. Number 1, financial report. Included with this report is the statement of revenues and expenditures ending August 31st, 2017. Please review at your convenience. Property tax bills have already gone out for the Cherokee County side of the city. Please be aware that the City of Nelson taxes are included on the Cherokee County tax bill. They made it a little bit clearer this year. Last year it was micro mini and people didn't see it. This year they made it clearer, more bold, so people were able to recognize that. Pickens County tax bill should be coming out shortly. Those that reside on the Pickens County side of the city will receive 2 separate bills, one from the county and one from the city. I'm waiting on the tax digest so that I can prepare the bills on those. Any questions? Okay. Next is maintenance. The maintenance department has been busy getting grass cut and the city prepped for the Marble Festival tours. The pressure washer was a terrific investment as it really helped to improve the appearance and cleanliness of City Hall. The sign items came in and were placed where needed. Extra items were stored in the maintenance building ready for use when time comes. Sanitation. Quarterly sanitation bills will be sent out in the next week or so. Those who have not paid their bill up to date will be shut off according to the city's policy, which was recently reapproved. I have found this to be effective in that most will pay after only 1 week without service. It is not something that I want to do, but that has become necessary with delinquent accounts building up heavily over recent years. With the sanitation bill, I will be sending a copy of the sanitation policy as well as an announcement regarding the upcoming citywide dumpster days. So that way, there's some people who have had sanitation accounts for a long time and they don't necessarily have a recent copy, so that way everyone will have a recent copy of the policy, and it's also a good way to go ahead and advertise the dumpster days for the city's residents. Information on the October 19th work session. The work session this month is scheduled to be on Thursday, October 19th at 7 p.m. I have already sent out notice to all of the candidates inviting them to speak at that meeting. This will give them time to prepare, be close enough to the election to be of benefit, and allows voters to put a face to the name. Some have already responded, and there are those who have refused. It is not mandatory, but I want to make the opportunity available. I've spoken with Mary from No Pickens, and they will be sure to have someone there to video the meeting for those that cannot make it but are still wanting to see the candidates speak. And then miscellaneous, due to Tropical Storm Irma, the Clerk's Conference in Athens was canceled. The fees for this are being refunded to the city and will be credited back to the education and training line item under City Manager. I was invited to take place in a special training program for revenue administration certification. There are 5 classes that will take place in Dallas, Georgia, so there's no hotel expenses involved. These classes will run every Wednesday from October 4th through November 1st. This means that City Hall will be closed on those days. I have spoken to many people who have taken these classes, and they raved about how beneficial the information was. I'm honored that I was invited to participate and grateful to be able to bring this helpful information back to the city.
That brings us down to unfinished business. Discuss the last minute details for Marble Festival tours and museum.
All right, we are down to crunch time. The Marble Festival will take place this coming Saturday and Sunday, the 7th and the 8th. The actual festival part takes place in Jasper at the Lee Newton Memorial Park, but there are also festivities this year on Main Street. This year seems like a great one, so if you haven't ever gone, I highly recommend that you do so. As far as the city is concerned, we are looking like we're going to have a good year with the museum tours. A lot of people have brought tickets in advance, and more people will sign up on the actual day of. The wiring and lights are complete. City Hall has been pressure washed, and paint will be completed in time. Windows are tinted, and it has already made a huge difference in keeping that part of the building cooler in the hot temperatures. We will have 2 porta potties for the tours. One will be handicapped accessible, and the other just a regular one. Between this and the restroom in the building, we should be good to go on that end. I'm going to purchase bottled water to give those on the tour like we did last year, and we will sell small snacks again, such as crackers and fruit snacks. This went over well, and the museum, the money will go right back into the museum. I will have Creekview JROTC cadets helping again this year. They helped things run smoothly last year, and the people on the tours really enjoyed seeing young people in uniform, and we received many compliments. If anyone's interested, I have a volunteer sign-up sheet on the front counter if you'd like to help out. This volunteer opportunity is open to everyone. So this agenda item was just for discussion because I wanted to keep the council on the know. I'm excited. I'm nervous but excited.
We're going to have it open on Saturday and Sunday.
Yes. Yeah, the tours are going to be on Saturday and Sunday, so. And I fought for those porta potties. Because last year, pretty much was just one long line to the bathroom, and that was it. No one had time to tour because they had a mission that they were going to fulfill, so.
All right, that brings us down to B, discuss and vote for the city cell phone.
Okay. At the September 14th, 2017 work session, Ms. Reel mentioned getting city cell phones for Mr. Fawcett and myself so that we would not have to use our personal devices for work. After speaking with surrounding municipalities, residents of the city, and every cell phone provider that I could think of, I narrowed it down to 2 options, which are AT&T and Verizon. Included with this are copies of the proposals that were received from these 2 companies. Both companies offer government accounts and discounts, which is key. The other factor is service around the city, which is huge, and the winner in this department is AT&T, hands down. There's one dead spot that people have complained about. Yeah. Whereas, yeah, and whereas Verizon is a hit or miss throughout the city. As far as phones are concerned, both offer a durable phone that those working in maintenance and construction can use without concern for damage. Since Mr. Fawcett does not utilize email or text, a smartphone is not necessary and will save on cost when it comes to purchasing the actual device. But this is up to the council to decide. So the first is the AT&T proposal. And Matthew, if you all have any questions, Matthew, the representative that made this beautiful presentation up here, is here to answer any questions that we might have. He kind of made me look bad. I'm going to have to make all my proposals look like this from now on. Behind that is the agency subscription agreement. This basically, municipalities in Georgia have agreements with the Georgia Technology Authority. This is the agreement that we have to sign that they don't have. This is separate from the services that we get from them. We'd have to sign this with either cell phone provider. And then the one behind that is Verizon.
I got 5 cell phones with AT&T, and I don't have no complaints.
That's where mine's
I think it's the only one that works in town.
And I also did a survey on the Nelson website, you know, just of residents, just to kind of see what their thing is, and they had all said AT&T was the one that they get service. The ones that have Verizon said that they had to go to Ball Ground, to either Ball Ground or Jasper if they wanted service to use their cell phone, which is a moot point. It's no point having it if you can't use it.
And we have friends that switched theirs and lived in Laurel Lakes. And I would see them on the side of the road every day when they came home, because they had a call and they have to stop on the side of the road to finish the phone call, because as soon as they went in the neighborhood, they'd drop it.
So $49 a month is what it would be. Monthly service charge.
Where are you looking at the AT&T one? I'm sorry, let me flip back to that. So, whereas, I'm sorry, one second. We could go with, there's 2 different plans. There's the one that's the 400, which is $43.99. There's only a $6 difference between the unlimited. And if we go with the unlimited and let's say we're sticking under 400, then we could always switch back. But if you go over the 400, it's 25 cents a minute, and that's where it adds up before you know it.
I think
It's
you're better off going with the, I mean, I know with us, like, if, you know, when the kids get on it or something, if I don't catch it and you have them like backdated, you know, you'll be out like an extra $100 or so, or something stupid. You can fix it with like $10.
I've got it unlimited on all now.
Yeah.
Now, is that like the actual total monthly charge, or is that one of those like my phone bill that, oh, it's $60 and then the phone bill's $350?
No, because you have to pay, there's some fees, like the regulatory, the FCC, and the universal service fees, everybody has to pay, but we don't have to pay like the regular taxes because it's a government account. And it's so they know that when they go in preparing for it. Like I blindly walked into the AT&T store and had an individual there prepare me a quote. And we're talking $600 a month. I'm like, for $600 a month, that phone better do my job for me.
Yeah.
And she just didn't understand that that I was looking for a government account. So what I did was I went through GMA's website and contacted them, and they gave me the government contacts for the different cell phone service providers so that I could get the accurate.
So 49 is supposed to be close to the monthly fee.
Maybe $62.99 is what, like if you look at the very bottom under that
Well,
one.
that's if you add the hotspot tethering, that takes it up to 50, and then the optional unlimited EPTT, which is, I think, what is that?
That's enhanced push to talk. It's a radio function as an app instead of being built into the phone. That's also optional.
Nextel kind of thing.
A beep phone. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Marcus.
Yeah, so that's why I highlighted the service charge for the $49.99, so, because we don't need the other stuff.
Right. That's fine with me.
Is there a preference on phones? I mean, I'm assuming you need a smartphone because that's kind of
Yeah, so that I can, I thought the Kia Ceradora XE Flip was like the construction type grade phone, which would be good for Ricky because he said that he's not checking email and he doesn't do the swipe, swish, swish thing.
Yeah.
He's not happy. So I thought that would be good for him. And I was actually, I'm not trying to sound prissy, but I'm an Android person. But I can suck it up and do Apple, because Apple is no cost. The Samsung S7 is $99.99, but that's a one-time fee.
The active one, and I bought it, so I didn't have to have a case on it, and it's the only phone I haven't killed.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking about, because that way, yeah, because by the time, I thought about the Samsung S7 Black, but then by the time you get like an OtterBox, you're talking $89 or something like that for a protective case. And I mean, I'm not a phone killer by any stretch of the imagination, but the active I just felt more comfortable with not having to worry about. And it's a one-time fee, it's not like, and normally, I think,
They're almost 800, I think.
Yeah.
What I got stuck with. But it's, I mean, it can go in the water, and I'm not like a huge advocate of it, because I honestly prefer the iPhones, but I haven't been able to prove it. That's just me. Does anybody else have any thoughts?
I don't know anything about them, I got a
You
flip
don't like
phone.
them either, do you? I hate them.
I don't text, I don't
Unfortunately,
do
they're fine.
nothing, so.
I might say a little green button and say hello, and red, and when I say bye, that's it.
and I mean, when I had checked with, this isn't something, I mean, we did have, the city did have cell phones for the employees at one point in time, but there was an issue, and I think they had stopped it in the hopes to resolve that issue, and it's not like this is something that no one's done. Everybody was shocked that that we weren't doing it simply because of open records requests and things of that nature in terms of protecting the city. So like the counties and all the cities and things like that, they have the city devices.
And like if you did the Samsung active one, does that come with a warranty on it? I think what's the standard, 1 year? I guess I'm asking the wrong person, I should be asking you.
I actually don't have the warranty information. I can have that for you tomorrow morning if you'd like.
Is it just the same as what, because I know mine came with like a standard one.
Yeah, there'd be the standard Samsung, or LG, sorry, whichever manufacturer you choose. It'd be the standard factory warranty from them. That doesn't change from AT&T.
Can you add a warranty on top of that?
We could absolutely do that.
I don't know if that's something that you.
Well, I can have him look into it before.
That's about $10 a month for
Usually
the
not.
maximum protection per phone.
Yeah, I think that's what our phone is.
That's what I heard.
And they charge you a copay every month, I mean, if you turn.
See, with mine, no, see, the ones that we've had, it depends, I think, on which one you get. But, I mean, you can like lose it and they'll replace it, and there's not a copay on it. And there's some of them I know do have that. I think the Apple's worse with it than the Android ones, but yeah, that is something you'd have to watch, because that's just one more fee. But it's just something that needs to be handled. Like you know, I think anytime it's a city employee, if we're gonna be calling them, then it should be on the city's dime and not theirs. So, my thoughts are that get the phone that's not worried about having damage to it, which if it was me, I would say go with the active one, and then whichever one that Ricky prefers. And I would go with the government unlimited plan, just to avoid accidental overages.
Got a motion?
How about, I'll make that motion.
Motion been made, give it a second,
I'll
say.
second.
All in favor? All right, break this back to new business.
All right, I'm sorry, give me 1 second to flip over. Okay, this is the vote to renew the E911 Communications Public Safety Memorandum of Understanding with Cherokee County. To come up for air after that one. This agreement has been signed before but needs to be renewed. It's a basic agreement to create a formal understanding between the county and the city as far as utilization of 911 to receive emergency services through the Emergency Answering Center in Cherokee County. This agreement ensures the services will be provided with equipment owned by the county and that any equipment purchased by the city for such things will be owned by the city. Since a large part of the upcoming SPLOST is to improve emergency communications throughout the county, this agreement will allow us clarity and to avoid any confusion. I already had City Attorney Rusbridge review the form, and he said that it looks fine for us to go ahead and vote on this evening. Included with 7A is the form. It's one of the more simple agreements that I have thrown your way. Just breaks it down. In bold here, specific equipment purchased by the city or county for an individual agency to aid in a particular function of that agency shall remain the property of the purchasing entity. And then the other stuff is pretty much down there. So we just need to vote to renew that.
I'll make a motion that we renew
I'll second
the agreement.
Vote second to renew, all in favor? Seven B.
Okay, this is discuss and if necessary, vote to approve the revised complaint form for use by residents of the city. After speaking with several residents of the city, I thought it a wise idea to return to the utilization of the complaint form. This enables us to have something to keep on file in writing that can be presented to the council and kept on file in the event that something becomes a reoccurring issue. This was done in the past and made it much easier to review, contact the complainant if more information was needed, and to address problems within the city in general. Included with this are two forms that were used in the past, which I used to create the new form that includes the city seal and is uniform with our other documents. Any thoughts or suggestions from the council would be appreciated. The first form is the one that I made. And then the second was one that I believe Miss Brandy Edwards had some years, that she had created some years back. Same information, I just kind of switched it around. And then this other complaint form was the one that I found in the complaint form, like, filing thing to give out, and then I had realized that there were several spelling errors on there. It was a compliant form rather than a complaint form. So I didn't realize that. It was embarrassing because I had given it out to someone to fill out, and then I looked at it and thought, oh boy. So, like I said, it's just the date of the complaint, name, address, phone number, signature, information on there. And this way, you know, like I said, we have it on file because something like, you know, there may be an area or a particular thing that a bunch of people are getting upset about. And if we have these forms and everybody's filling out the same form, you know, it just makes it easier, you know, for the council to address the problems that come forward.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
Vote second, approve it, all in favor? All right, that gets us through this, except public appearance. Nobody wants to talk? What about you girls?
We already talked.
Oh,
You didn't hear it.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second.
okay, Jerry,